Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. So tonight what I'm doing is I'm going to pull out some of these samples, is things with sepia. These were like some of the first ones that I didn't really do much with, that one. But playing with the backgrounds. This one, like once you do, if you do it with watercoloring, sometimes I'm using alcohol and sometimes I'm using water, and it really shocked me that it works with Stazon and alcohol. But I'm using 70%, so that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But this is the part the artist is not in me, that you take bleach to do some highlighting, and I don't have that down yet. So I'm going to have to go work with some art teacher and get some tips on that, because that was definitely not happening for me. So I tried it on different papers, and basically the background is similar to what I did the other day. Let me get rid of that. And I lost the palette I was using today for my ink. I cleaned it off before, and now I can't find it. And I have searched everywhere. So this is watercolor paper. I want to show you a few backgrounds before I actually do the cards. So this is soft suede. And for me, let me see, I'll show you one finished card. I am going to hang myself. I have to get like a different microphone. But this was just using soft suede. So now I added in soft suede and some crushed curry. So I'm going to put a little bit of the soft suede down there. And then I'm going to take some of the crushed curry, and I've already made a mess. That's why you want to work on a craft pad. And this is what I was saying, that I got this on Amazon, and it came like 5 of them in a box, and I've cut them in quarters and use them in classes when I need more than one, or sometimes I just use a small piece for myself. But the color, like, it's more porous or something, but it's for the oven. But it was cheap and it works, and I like it. So I wet this with water first. And then I take, yes, this is the water one, and mix these up, and I'm going to add a little bit more water to it, because you do want your background to be lighter. So you can there's my fingerprints, and that'll kind of stay there. But you can drop some, you can go in different places if you want a certain part darker than the rest. You can do that. And then I just set them to dry. And it's better, I mean, you can use your blower, your heat gun. So that one I'll set aside to dry. And I just keep a piece of paper towel and lay it on there. What I just do with the other one. So each time I take a new piece, I clean off the water from here. So that was, this one is the shimmery white. That was watercolor paper. And on the shimmery white, you can get different streaks. It just looks a little different, but comes out really nice. And this one you don't want to wet first, so you'll get that. And then you can go different directions. Here's another piece of shimmery white. Now when I used one of them, I did whisper white, And that one, how did I do that one? I think I did that one with alcohol. But I'm going to try it just like this with water and see what that does. And of course you can do your glossy again also. Here's Whisper White. Let's see what that does. But the fun, it's fine. As long as you don't wet it first. The alcohol I was finding, because it dries so fast, that it makes it too dark. But when you're coloring, the alcohol is awesome. So there's a couple backgrounds. It was white, shimmery white, and on watercolor paper. So you don't want to do anything on them until they're dry. So, oh, let me show you. Well, I'll just make the cards. I did some small sheets of watercolor paper, and this one is this card right here. So I put this through a folder, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. This is, yeah, I didn't write down the measurements as usual, but they will be on, I don't know where my ruler is. Oh, here's one. Let's see. This was 2 3/4 by, whoops, 4 1/4. So this is just an 1/8 larger than that. So let me do it. Okay, so this one I used alcohol. I used Stazon. And then I'll show you something I did that kind of cracked me up, but it worked. So I just took this and stamped it across. But on my sample, I did the bird first and then didn't put that in the right place. So it was kind of funny, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so get the bird down. And especially on watercolor paper, you want to hold it for a couple seconds. Yeah, that stuck right to it. Where's the piece? There it is. Okay, so you let that dry a little bit. While that's drying, I'll show you. The bird was so high, so then I took a marker, a fine line marker, and just drew some lines and made that a little thicker. Okay. So, this is the alcohol. So, I took some over to the side. Yeah, and got some out. Okay. Can you see that moving? How the reaction is? Love it. It's alive. All right, so then I just colored, and the Stazon is not going anywhere. So if you want to go back and make things a little bit darker to get your shading, you let it dry a little bit, and then you can go back in. And this does dry lighter. So just color this quickly, and then I'll throw in a little bit of shading. The other two cards are, I think, faster. So So I'm going to pick up a little bit darker from a corner there. And then you can just throw in some darker in spots. Just for a little shading. Like I said, I am not really an artist. Like, I don't know where the sun is supposed to shine. So I'm trying to keep the alcohol a little bit separate in case I need to use that with water again. And you can do this with the water also. I did do one with water. And what you do is you have to dry it in between. But the alcohol just dries so fast. And when I found out it really didn't affect the Stazon, I was like, all right, I'm in. And that's how you play. Where's the thoughts for you? Okay, so I'm going to do this one the same as the other card. I'm glad that didn't rip. Okay, and then we're going to put it together. Let me just make sure this is... So because it was wet, you want to use a stronger glue. So I still have fast fuse, but you can use tear and tape. I was going to switch to the other one. Sometimes this tears paper. So we'll get that down. And then I was going to pop it up, but I ended up, whoops, putting it down flat. And I didn't do anything special on the inside. I just put a sheet, which I'm not on that one right now. So that's that one. This one, I went over it a second time. So, and I like it with the darks and the lights. But that's because I made a little boo-boo and had to cover it up. Okay, then this one is fairly quick. That's the one that I showed a picture before. The paper is stuck to me. Okay. So this is from, what is it from? Touches of Texture. And it has all these different fun things in it. So that's what I use for that. And again, I'm going to do the Stazon. Now this is on the shimmery white. And then this little guy. And then I'll close it up for a few minutes. Or actually, I think maybe I'll put him going down this time. Oh no, I did it down. Nope, I'll do it that way again. He's dive bombing. Oh, I may as well do the voids. Okay, so Life is Tough. I'll fix it in a moment. Now, if I was using the Stamparatus, I'm trying to hold it flat. Okay, so this is how we fix things. I'm going to cover that up so I don't put my hand in it. But we're just going to draw a little bit over that. So the only people will know is you watching me. So shh. No telling. Okay, so we've got that fixed. And then again, I'm going to use the alcohol. It dries so fast. So to me, this is like cheating watercoloring. And picture this in different colors. I mean, just because I'm doing sepia, like you can do this in anything. Which I'll probably play and do. So quick coloring. And then I'll go back and grab a little bit and make certain spots a little darker. And you can leave some white if you want. So it's almost like doing another like watercolor wash. And then going back and highlighting. So now, and it's basically dry already. So now I can go back. And it dries lighter, so sometimes I thought I just did that one. But you really have to get the ink on it. And sometimes you have to dab it a few times. Yeah, it like disappears. Like, where'd you go? So I want his body to be a little darker. And that's that on that one. So, oh, it's not that. Duh. Okay. So now from that same set, I took the little speckles. And you can do, if you look at this one, you know, I just put a couple things that way. And then, where's the one I did the layering? That is pretty cool. Like to do a background, so I did that swiping first. And then I took from Gallery Grunge, this one, and stamped all over it. So isn't that a neat background? Like it has dimension to it. So that'll be fun. I'm going to come up with a card for that. Okay, so this I did in the soft suede. And it's coming off. I did put, well, maybe I didn't on this one. I didn't. As I've been using new stamps, I've been saving from our new cling. But I know I'm getting off topic, but let me just show you a trick. When you cut it to do it, you always have to make sure you're on the right side, of course. But, or it'll come off. A pin. Take a pin. and I just stick it in there. So, and then I flatten it like that. So then I can pull that up and put it onto my piece. But I do it from a, you know, I cut a small piece and do it. Sorry, I got off topic, but while I was thinking of it, because I didn't do this one. Okay. So I'm going to stamp off a little bit. Yeah, I'll waste some paper. And that's it. So that gives it a little bit more. Now we'll put it together. So that's my normal 5 by 3 3/4. I should have used the heavy duty on this too. When it's a little bit curled, it's hard to get it straight. And then mount it on the crushed curry. And really, it's a pretty simple card. I would think it's still simple stamping. Okay. And for the last one, so basically, this is the same, except I cut it out. I don't have to color it again. Except I did do this one with some water and then did the alcohol. But I had to, like, let it dry for a while. Otherwise, you don't get that dark and light color. So, this is the card. Just simple. So I took this. I didn't even worry about all of the pieces falling out, because sometimes I like that look. And your glue is going to hold those centers that you didn't punch out. It's going to hold it. I just put my finger right in that glue spot. Okay. So I just kind of brought that down from there. And then I put this up on dimensionals. But I wanted to show you that you can use different sets. I was thinking the chicken from Home to Roost. I think that's what it's called. Home to Roost, yes. That would look cute. So just put that up in the corner. And then, now this one on the original card, I just did 1 layer. This one, I layered 3, because you know how I like to do that. And then I put some Winkostella on top to give it a little bit of sparkle. Oh, you know what? Let me put this on first and do that last. Oh, that's the only thing with fast fuse. All right, we're going to use the other side. And there's enough glue on it. It's the curly paper. And this time, yep, I'm using wet glue. Fast fuse is not liking me tonight. Okay, so we're going to put that down. And then we can take this Yeah, I just like it so much better when it's raised. Look at the difference. I'm going to go back and put 2 more layers on that. So let me get rid of everything. Then I'll bring everything back in this mess. Oh, glue bottle. So we have that. And we have that. And we have that. So there it is, some sepia, but don't be afraid to try this in other colors. I think it's going to be awesome in any color. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you all on Sunday with, I don't know what. See you then. Good night.